Hi, this is Brandy at the Graphing Geek. I wanted to do a MegaCon wrap-up video. Today is Monday and we spent 4 days at MegaCon starting around 4 o'clock on Thursday. And my feet have never been more tired. Um, a lot of things I did to plan for MegaCon turned out great since it was my first year going solely for autographs. And a couple things didn't work out like I hoped. One being that the accordion folder that I had originally packed for MegaCon to store the autographs in, we learned pretty quickly on the first day that that was not going to work for the rest of the con. The flap that kept it closed kept getting in the way, and it made it hard to keep things organized the way I wanted. So I took it out and used 8x10 top loaders for the rest of the con. Next year I'll make sure I buy more of those ahead of time rather than buying them at the con because they were more expensive. Definitely learned that I need better shoes and that I need to break them in before MegaCon because the shoes that I thought were going to be okay for that ends up being quite painful by the end of the day. Also, I'd make sure that I have extra cash on hand because some celebrities charge for extra for their own photos at the table. So it was their price plus $5 per photo for some of them. So I didn't quite prepare for that because that information wasn't given out ahead of time. But I did learn that the price sheet and photo op sheet that I made ahead of time that I showed you guys was the way to go. So I'll keep that as a blank spreadsheet to use for future conventions because it helped me plan better who I was going to get autographs from and who to avoid. All in all, it was a great experience for autograph collecting. Had a little bit of disillusionment about a couple of celebrities. One that I met that I didn't get quite the experience I hoped for, and another that I saw how the celebrity was behaving and talked to some other people who had met them throughout the day, which made me very glad that I didn't spend the money to meet them like I had originally planned to on the last day there on Saturday. So to start out, I got about 12 of the autographs. Some of them I was planning ahead of time, some of them I decided spur of the moment. So I wanted to show you who I got so I can go ahead and get these filed away and put away sometime later today. So first up, I have my issue of Batgirl #1 autographed by Gail Simone. She was there with some other comic book artists, and I was really excited to meet her because I love the comic. She's a great female comic writer. So I got that from her, and then I got Ralph Macchio, Jason Mewes. He was one of the ones that I was not planning on because he was originally not supposed to sign. He got to the convention early Saturday before his and Kevin Smith's speaking their panel, and he set up his own booth with his own homemade sign and decided to start signing for people. So he was a fun spur of the minute purchase, which I was thrilled because I've been wanting to meet him forever. Had I known he was going to sign, I would have bought my Clerks 2 poster that Kevin Smith had already signed to have him autograph that, but something for another convention, I guess. Then I got Katie Cassidy, who played Black Canary on Arrow. We were talking about her, spoiler alert, recently being killed off the show. I have Haley Atwell from the recently canceled Agent Carter. You may hear my son in the background. Sorry. I have Lenny James, who plays Morgan on The Walking Dead. Michelle Gomez, who plays Missy on Doctor Who. I had the best experience meeting her. She made the MegaCon for me. I was standing in line for almost 2 hours to meet another celebrity and wanting to meet her, but she hadn't come out yet. And by the time she came out, I was pretty deep and already about an hour and a half into waiting for this other celebrity. So you'll see who that is later on. that line started to overflow, so they closed down Michelle Gomez's line and started using part of her line to catch overflow from the other celebrity. So I sent my husband up to meet her and get her autograph from me because I was afraid I wouldn't get her, and she was one of the most wanted. And she asked my husband, Brandy, that's not you. He's like, no, I got it for my wife. She's in line over there. She really wanted to meet you, but she got stuck in this line. And she asked him to point me out. And I'm short, so you couldn't easily see me in line. So she told him to bring me back later in the day after I got off that line to meet her. Well, I missed her again after that because she went to a photo op not long after that. But later in the day, my husband and I went back to see her. And when she recognized him, she leaned over the table and bear hugged me super hard. And she was so kind and so sweet and really seemed to care what her fans were telling her. And I had the best chat with her. Easily, it was the best celebrity experience I ever had. I will always love her for that. So if you haven't watched her on Doctor Who, watch her. She is awesome. So that was Michelle Gomez. And then I have Billie Piper, who played Rose Tyler on Doctor Who, and she's also on Penny Dreadful. We spent a little bit of time chatting about Penny Dreadful and about the new season, so she was super sweet and awesome. I have John Barrowman, who played Captain Jack Harkness on Torchwood and Doctor Who, and plays Malcolm Merlin on Arrow. When he heard my name, anyone, I guess who was alive in the 70s, will know the song Brandy by Looking Glass, and he started reciting it to me. I hate that song, but hearing it from him made me like it again. So I have John Barrowman. He is awesome. He loves his fans. He makes your experiences meeting him totally worth whatever wait you have to do to meet him. I have Jeremy Bulloch, who played the original Boba Fett. He was not the voice of Boba Fett, but he was the physical Boba Fett. So I have him. And then I have Anthony Daniels, who was C-3PO. C-3PO was always my favorite character, so I was super excited to get to meet him. He was another spur of the minute decision. He didn't have a very long line, so I jumped at the chance to meet C-3PO. And last up was my 2-hour wait celebrity, and I got to meet Christopher Lloyd. So we were warned he would not personalize for us, so we got our signatures and quickly moved through the line. I would have liked more of a chance to not really to talk to him, because in lines you really can't do that, but there wasn't really any acknowledgement either that you were there, sort of a grunt and move on. But it was still worth it. I love him. I loved him in Who Framed Roger Rabbit and in, of course, Back to the Future movies. And I loved him as Uncle Fester in the Addams Family. So I was super thrilled to get to meet him. All in all, everything went great. We had a great time. The only problem was a little bit lower, cell phone issues where we weren't able to get some of our calls through or some of the pictures, because if you follow me on Facebook, I was posting pictures pretty much throughout the convention whenever I saw something that was worth taking pictures of. If you have any other questions or any other suggestions about things I could do for future conventions to make things easier, please post it below or send me a message, because I'm always looking to improve the experience. I cannot wait till MegaCon next year. I heard about another convention in October, another MegaCon that's going to be in Tampa that David Tennant is going to be at, which I would love to do. But, it all depends on how things work out. If you want, you can message me, give me some more ideas, tell me about your conventions experiences, the good ones, the bad ones. Please like and subscribe, and visit me on the Graph and Geek Facebook page. Thanks for watching. Bye.